Hello again, and welcome back to Right Man in the Wrong Place. My name is Luke Tatum. I react to music. I'm so glad that you are here. Today is a very, very special day, I think, because we're going to listen to Tian Tian from Limbus Company by Mili. So this is a single. It's not from a particular album, but I guess it's from the Limbus Company original soundtrack. And a lot, a lot of y'all requested this. I got a lot of comments, a whole lot of comments about this, and multiple people, I think five or six different people actually put it in the request form. So this is not a paid request. Nobody made a donation for it, but I saw how many people requested it, and I just decided that we're just going to do it. So I kind of amalgamated my notes together and compressed everything. So we've got a song that plays during the final boss fight of Limbus's 8th chapter. Curiously, it's not the climax of the chapter, as the chapter was structured like a Chinese tale. It's voiced by Cassie Wei, like all Mili songs, and it plays during a boss and a cutscene. The thumbnail is unrelated, apparently. But the requesters, Jia Baoyu, Lilac, Lucatin9, somebody who just said Limbus Company Community, Fuji, and then also someone who said, a huge wave of Limbus fans is incoming. Y'all can take credit for leaving requests. Like, it's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. You don't have to be anonymous. I don't care if you are. But anyway, so I've got lyrics, thanks to all of you. And I've got, I know that there's like millions and millions of views on this. I am honestly a little nervous. Let's. 今天明天期待每天不需要永远阴天晴天温暖那天好心情不见 Okay. Very, very, very beginning, I just have to say the abruptness of the percussive introduction. It's like a bubbly sort of effect on these drums. And it's very sudden. It's very jarring. It's like the opening of a Coca-Cola can or something. You know, it's like just a kind of a noise, and it's cool. So far, I'm vibing with it. You know, the good vibes are. What is the line here? Let me switch tabs. Good vibes are limitless. You know, I feel that. I'm into that. I know the thumbnail's unrelated. I'm probably going to talk about it at some point too. But so far, it's a very happy day kind of stuff. I get the feeling that if it was just a song about being in a good mood, that y'all wouldn't have requested it so much. So I guess I should buckle up. But I'm going to actually start this at the beginning again, because I really, really like the suddenness of the intro. I don't need eternity. Rearranging the letters and the la 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 kind of thing there. Okay, I want to talk about this phrasing and the way that obviously where the lyrics are going and all this stuff. I'm going to hold my thoughts for just a second, but I just have to appreciate again, I think I've said this in previous Mili reactions. And by the way, thanks for telling me it's Cassie Wei. For a while there, I think I incorrectly said that Mili is like the name of the vocalist. So that's not true. So sorry. But, just the way that the phrasing falls in the melody, right? That I just have to endure it, like this slightly off kilter sort of nature. The way that the sound and the words are blended together kind of has an unusual quality to it. And I really like that, because if you were to do this in a more pop style, it just wouldn't be the same song, you know? And I know we're at the beginning, and I'm sure there's stuff that I'm not expecting that's going to happen, because that's how these tend to go. But I just love that. I love it. It reminds me a whole heck of a lot of the Persona 5 soundtrack, the phrasing, the way that those kind of things are arranged in the song are so good and so not what you expect. The Pose Masquerade kind of lines and those sort of things. I wish I could just sing it or tell you the name of that song. Um, anyway, I'm getting off track, but it's great. It's so good. All right. Do I need the closed captions? Okay, I do need him. Oh gosh, dang it. Okay. When we were born. Okay. So let's talk about what we've heard so far. And I'm looking off to my lyrics page. So I used to think it's not worth it, that I just have to endure it, right? Pain of living, that sort of thing, I guess. Watch me take my steps. My journey may be short and sweet. Kindness leads my way. No detours, no detours. Let us not forget we're invited to a lifelong party. It's rude to overstay. Bad manners, bad manners. And so a lifelong party, I think that I am hearing is that life is a celebration. It's a wonderful thing to be able to wake up and experience the joy of the next day and to be fully present in the world for the time that you are given. But you can't be here forever. I think that's the track that we're on. And so that would explain to me why we have this little, hey, grandma, how are you? Take care, bye-bye, kind of clip from a phone call. It's this, making sure that you're appreciating the people in your life, making sure that you're taking time to do the little things that you only have a limited time to do. I know y'all didn't know this whenever you were requesting this. There's requests for this song back in November, but my grandfather just passed away 2026, like early 2026, very early this year. And I just got back not that long ago. It'll be a little while by the time this is out, but I just got back from going out of state to go to his, service, his funeral. And so I've been very reflective. I've rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've sort of been processing things in my way. And so, I'm very glad. I'm very thankful that I got an opportunity to spend time with him and then go travel. I actually canceled some out-of-country travel plans to go spend time with my family, with my grandpa. And I'm glad that I did those those are a rare opportunity to do that. And so I don't know if this song is about someone's grandma or what, but it's relevant to me in that way. It's personally hits in that way. Let's back up a little bit. So far, okay. And musically, gosh, I haven't even said anything about that except for the drums. It's very uplifting. It's very celebratory. This lululula kind of stuff. I don't know if that's supposed to be an onomatopoeic sort of a thing, and I'm supposed to know what that means if I'm a Chinese listener or something, but it seems very exuberant. It's very, again, that kind of what a joy it is to be alive sort of a thing. And that's what I feel when I listen to it, whether I know what that's referencing or whether that is a specific reference or not. Maybe it's just a tra-la-la-la-la, I'm traipsing through a field kind of a thing. I don't know. But so far, it's a beautiful song. It's wonderful. It's alright Oh my gosh, it's horrible. It's terrible. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a very significant transition because we just had some more bass notes come in on the piano. And so this feels like we're going to have this kind of almost signature transition into some darker material. But I do want to talk about this line, the phone call clip again, right? So we have that, hey, Grandma, something really interesting happened the other day. Let me tell you all about it. And then, see you, Grandma, but we'll probably never see each other ever again. Haha, right? And so, I said that's terrible. And, it's hard to know if it's meant in a comedic sort of sense or if it's just, it's hard to know, right? I don't know if this is accepting of inevitability, if it's meant to be fun in that sense or not. But, hey, I'm glad that we had this final conversation, right? I'm glad that we had the opportunity to talk. And again, this is something that I've just recently experienced. And so it's very interesting to kind of present in this way. Let's listen.
Fresh air, so crisp, water so clear. Caterpillar scream, butterflies fear.
Ooh, that's a line. That's a line right there. There's a lot of good stuff here. Okay, so observation number 1, the piano. That bass little line that we have in the left hand if you're a piano player. I'm not really. It kind of slows down and becomes more fragmented. This is the dissolution of a life, of a soul. It's the melody is there, but it's becoming more oblong. It's drawing out. It's again a fragmenting, right? It's becoming individual notes and not a phrase. How far can you stretch out? Do 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 do. And still feel that is one musical idea and not 4 individual notes. Do, 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 boo, do, boo, do, right? How much silence can you put in there? What's the limit? Where's the end, so to speak? And so limitless, 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 limitless. I won't pretend that I don't care. Take in the weight each moment bears. Fresh air so crisp, water so clear. Caterpillars dream, butterflies fear. And so taking in the weight that each moment bears, paying attention to the tiny details. The air is so nice and clean and crisp today. I live in the mountains, and I'm very thankful to be in the mountains because the air is fresh and clear and crisp and clean and wonderful, and it revitalizes my soul to walk from my office, where I am today, to my home just down the hill, and vice versa. I like walking to work as well. And it's beautiful, and every day is different because we live in nature. It's not a city. It's not concrete walls and pavement and those sorts of things. It's, which group of squirrels and sparrows and robins and water thrushes do I see today? And pileated woodpeckers. I'm a bird guy, I guess. But the rabbits and the animals and the trees and the changing of the leaves and the budding of the new leaves and the cycle of fall to winter to spring to summer to fall to winter, etc. it's a fresh experience. The Stoics would say no man can step into the same river twice, and it's true because we've got a little stream on our property, you know? It's always different. And so to stop and to appreciate that and to live in the fact that you are alive now but won't always be is a very special thing. And it's something that we forget to do, right? And once you have kind of grounded yourself in that undeniable fact, you can help other people appreciate it too. And that's a very special thing indeed. And so, limitless, right? You can appreciate. I'll tell you, I had a particular experience with a particular thing once upon a time, and I sat there and I looked at my glasses, this very pair of glasses. I held them in my hands and examined the lenses and how the lenses pulled the color of the paint in the room that I was in for 2 hours. And I took pictures. I was like, this is the most amazing thing. Look at this. Just look at it. And I'll always remember that, you know, because it's incredible. And we're supposed to be talking about a song right now, but the song is starting to break down. The piano, the melodic ideas are starting to decompress, and there's more silence in between each note, you know, and so that's happening. And then this thumping bass comes in, and that tale as old as time. There's a heartbeat. That is a heartbeat. And so we'll see what that heartbeat does, but I am willing to bet. That's what that is. And so the air is crisp, the water is clear, spending the valuable time that we can with someone who is on the back end of their cycle of life, right? To be so blessed as to fade away in old age and not to have something horrible happen in your youth, right? Again, I process grief and things like that watching Lord of the Rings for whatever reason. Probably because it's the best film trilogy ever. But, you know, Theoden says, you know, no, in the films, he says, no parent should have to bury their child. And he breaks down, you know, and that is the truest tragedy, because a child is potentiality. A child is what could be. You know, that's why mothers are divine in religious contexts, right? And gosh dang, this is going to be a long reaction, but you know, it's so important. That's why it's so important, because the renewing of the spirit of the race of human beings is children, right? There's nothing you could possibly say to get around that or get away from that. A child is divine potentiality, right? And so someone who is 85, 95 years old is not. Their life has mostly been written. They're on the back end. And that takes us to caterpillar's dream, butterfly's fear, which is a very powerful series of 4 words. Caterpillars are potentiality. Caterpillars are eating and building and getting ready and trying to get to a safe place to form their cocoon, to transform, and they liquefy and reform. It's the most incredible thing. Into a new thing. And they become a winged creature that can soar and dazzle with beauty. The potentiality becomes the actuality. And it's amazing. And they have a short lifespan and they pass away. And you know what? Right in front of my office, right? Just the direction I'm looking already, right behind this camera that's capturing the light from my lights, is a huge mimosa tree. It's one of our favorite things about our property. And mimosa trees have these beautiful pink starburst blooms that attract bees and they attract butterflies. And every year, the butterflies come to it in droves. There's hundreds of them. And then As the seasons shift, the ground is littered with tree branches, dead blooms, and dying and dead, broken-winged butterflies that have lived their life. And, that's it. It's a graveyard. But it's certainly a beautiful life before it gets to that point, right? So there's a lot in there. There's a lot in those 4 words. And this is a beautiful song. This is a beautifully structured song. And I'm not even done with it. I can't stop talking. But, there's a lot just right there. That's really, really cool. So let me back it up. I'm not even in the song anymore, man. I'm all over the place. Let's go.
that I don't care 无限
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
each moment
Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da.
无限 Fresh air so crisp, water so clear 无限 Caterpillars scream, butterflies fear 永远 So what if we can rise against the wheels of death? If we are always wrong, we can behold the sceneries, hoping that through my finder you'll find another. The world inside my heart is overflow with love. Watch me take my stand.
Oh my God. Mm. Okay. It was just too much to take apart. I love it. When that chorus came back in, man, my heart just burst out of my fleshy holding cell. So what if we can race against the wheels of death? If we are always running, we can't behold the sceneries. So what does that say? That says, so what? So what if we can race against the wheels of death? So what if you can extend your life? You can fight tooth and nail, and you can spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars trying to extend your mortal existence. But you can't stop. You can't always outpace it. This is a time-limited experience. You are here and you are now, and you better get used to it, baby. And if you are constantly fearing death, if you are constantly escaping from the inevitability, you don't get to do what our last section of this song was doing. You don't get to take in that fresh air so crisp, that water so clear. You don't get to appreciate being alive. If your life is not about life, but it's about death, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Carl Jung would say that the beginning of your life, he wouldn't say this because he was more eloquent than me, but the first 40 years or so of a person's life, of man's life especially, it's about learning how to be a man. It's about realizing your potential. It's about, finding your career and your destiny and what you're supposed to do, and understanding, the signals from the collective unconscious and how to put that into the world and how to make things better for yourself and others. But the back half of your life, the end, after your career has had its story arc, what do you do? Your kids have grown up and moved out. There's a great Alan Parsons Project song. Is it Games People Play? I think it's Games People Play. And, kind of that idea. The kids have moved away. What do we do? What do we do with our lives? What are we supposed to do? My career, I've hit my maximum earning potential. I'm just getting my 3% raises or 2% raises or 1% raises or whatever. I've got a pension if you're fortunate enough to find something like that. I've started my own company. My company's doing great. I could walk away from it now. Should I sit on an advisory board for it? They don't need me, right? The young, the next generation, the caterpillars, they've taken over, as they well should. But are you ready to hand it over? Are you ready to stop being the center of attention? Are you ready, as Tool would say, and Invincible, right, to lay your heavy shield down, right? And so that's some deep stuff. You can't do both. You're either living to live or living to die, or to avoid death, right? Living to die is not a way to be. But are you living, or are you just prolonging the inevitable, trying to get away from it? So hoping that through my finder, you'll find another answer. What does that mean? I think that perhaps it is a viewfinder, like in a camera, right? Through my taking special note of these small details, the beauty of something as simple as the reflection of light in a camera, the beauty of something like a tree, and the little creatures that interact with it, right, over their short lives, short relative to us, long relative to other creatures. All of our lives are short relative to a planet or a star, right? And so, what does that mean? Hoping that through my finder, you'll find another answer. I'm trying to show you how beautiful it is to be alive today. The well inside my heart is overflowed with love. And so I have to take that to mean love for this person who is on the back end of their life, but also love for being alive, love for engaging in this beautiful process we know as life. Watch me take my steps. My journey may be short and sweet. Kindness leads my way. No detours. Yeah, you can't get away from it. Okay. And then we have this someday I'll be dead thing. Let me back it up. If you're watching this whole thing, I sure hope you are getting a lot out of it. I hope you're enjoying all this rambling from me, because I certainly have stretched this out. Rest assured. Man, that's good. That's so good. When we were born, our natures were good. Though our natures were similar, our habits made us different. How did you live your life? We were both given the same beautiful gift. What did you do with yours? Right? I don't know what Mao Man Tai means. What is Mao Man Tai? I feel like I'm not being complete unless I look it up. Mao Man Tai is a Cantonese phrase meaning no problem, or sure, no issue, no problem. It's all right, no problem. It is time, such is life. So, would that we all would take the time to appreciate the life that we have, to embrace and enjoy those around us, not in a greedy way, but in a thankful way. It's a blessing to be able to spend time with those that you care for and to observe them in our little limited window of life, right? To be with them, to make memories that you can carry on, to tell stories of the life that you have led and the appreciation that you have learned to have for life, and to pass that on to others. And if that is not just the most beautiful thing, I absolutely adore this song. So that's going to definitely end up on a playlist or two. And I am going to be listening to this many, many more times. Let me know what you thought of my analysis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how long I've been recording. 30 minutes. So, you know, a lot of y'all are here because of Hero, the Limbus Company song Hero. I think that was a pretty dang long reaction too. So I hope this was fun for you. Um, if you want to support the channel, please go over to Buy Me a Coffee. You can leave a $1. You can become a member of the channel for $1 a month. You can leave a request, a paid request, if you'd like to support the channel. And you can check out our new podcast, Side Quest Sages. Myself and my friend Corey, we're going to be diving into this kind of detail in the stories of video games that have changed our lives. We're going to be experiencing new games. We're playing Chrono Trigger right now. I've played it many times. Corey's never played it before. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And if you're talking about appreciating the value of life and establishing hope in the face of overwhelming negativity, especially from others, Chrono Trigger's that game, baby. So go on over there and check that out if you want. It's on this very YouTube channel. Just look for Side Quest Sages. So, what else? This also perfectly aligns with the general outro message of this this channel. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. Be the right person for someone else. You know how to do it. The song just told you how. Thanks so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you soon.